Hello and welcome everyone to a new video on our YouTube channel. So in today's video, we're going to be back working on this Mercedes Benz here, and we're going to continue where we left. So as you guys have seen in the previous video, we got this badly wrecked Mercedes Benz on the A-pillar area on the driver's side. It was badly wrecked and pushed in all the way. We had to pull it all out and then cut all the junk pieces out. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you go check it out. Today's video, we're gonna start installing some new parts, mainly this A-pillar and the apron area. We're gonna clean some stuff out, clean the mating surfaces and where the seams needs to be welded, then cut the pieces that we need out of it and start welding them in. So here we got the junkyard piece. We're gonna start stripping it down and removing all the parts that we do not want to use. Here we are removing some seam sealer to reveal the spot welds that connect the cowl to the apron. Using a chisel, we can remove the spot welds. After grinding down all the spot welds and removing all the seams and cutting the piece out, we successfully freed the apron from the A-pillar. And now with the donor piece ready, we're gonna turn our focus to the car and start cleaning everything out and removing the unneeded metal. So as you just saw guys, we tacked the A-pillar in place to test fit it. And as you can see, we cut it into sections because it's easier to work with and easier to fit in place. So now we're gonna install this inner brace here. This is gonna help us line everything up and make sure that the A-pillar is in place. Okay guys, so as you can see, we got a lot of stuff bolted in together. After we bolted in the brace, we also installed the A-pillar on its mounts here on the brace, just to test fit it and test fit all the parts that we have. We also tack welded it in a couple of places to hold it in place. And we installed the door loosely to see if it's gonna line up. And as you can see, it lines up almost perfectly. Now keep in mind that the bolts are loose and we can wiggle it around to make the gaps perfect. Now we still have to do some adjustments to make the A-pillar here align perfectly. We're gonna get to it and make that done and then start welding everything together. So we made a little pull on the A-pillar on the car's side and now it lines up perfectly. We're gonna weld in a brace inside of the A-pillar and then we're gonna put a piece of sheet metal around it, tracing it out and closing the gap. Now keep in mind that this is not the final product. There is a lot of welding and trimming that needs to be done to make it perfect. And now finally, after test fitting everything and everything lines up perfectly, we're gonna start burning everything together and welding them in. Okay guys, so a quick update on what we have done. We completely welded the A-pillar up. And as you can see, the door lines up perfectly and have even gaps all around. And from the inside, we completely welded the floor pan to the frame rail. And we also threw on some seam sealer on all the seams and a coat of undercoat. As for the rocker panel, we completely straightened it out. And now it lines up perfectly and has no issues. And as for the seam between the A-pillar and the apron, as you can see, we completely welded it in, and we also threw some seam sealer, and it looks just like factory. So now I'm gonna turn my focus on the mechanical damages of the car. As you guys can remember, the wheel took some damage in the accident and was bent out of shape and had some damaged suspension parts. If you can look closely here, the upper control arm is bent out of shape, and also the shock absorber here is all jacked up from the accident, from the knuckle hitting it. We also have the inner tie rod here, which is bent, so we're gonna be replacing what needs to be replaced, and we got ourselves the new parts. So now we're gonna start the disassembly and remove all the damaged parts. Okay guys, so as you can see, the inner tie rod here is bent out of shape. It looks like a banana, it should be straight. We're gonna heat it up and hit it with a hammer to straighten it out, just enough to get us to the alignment shop, where the technicians over there are gonna replace it while doing the alignment. Okay guys, so in order to remove the upper control arm, there's a long bolt that goes through it from each side of the strut tower here. Now to remove it, there's a nut on the other end, which is a free nut that you have to hold in place in order to remove the bolt. Now to access the nut, you need to disconnect some stuff here in order to fit an open end wrench in there tightly with one hand and remove it with the help of a friend. Now we're gonna install the new upper control arm. When you need to torque any suspension parts on any car, or especially German cars, you need to load the suspension. As you can see, we got the jack. We raised the whole car up using the lower control arm. Now we got all the suspension loaded up. We also installed this screw jack on top to put load on the upper ball joint here in order to tighten it. And now, after doing this concoction, we can tighten the control arm bolt. Okay guys, so in order to straighten up the inner tie rod, we ended up using the tool for the spring compressor, the one that you use to compress the springs to remove them or remove them off coilovers. We ended up putting it on the control arm here and on the bent side of the rod and straightening it out. Okay guys, so it's the next day in. As you saw yesterday, we completely finished the mechanical job on the car, and now we got the wheel sitting straight and right where it should be. We also started working on the interior. We got the steering column all bolted up and everything is hooked up to it, but we still need to bolt the steering wheel after we install the dashboard. We also routed all the wires in place, and now all we have to do is clean it up and bring the dashboard in. So as you saw guys, we got a lot of progress done in today's video. We completely swapped in a new structural piece, which is the A-pillar and the apron, along with the piece of the rocker panel here. We also swapped all the damaged mechanical parts on this wheel here, as well as assembling the whole interior back together. We also started the car up and made our first test drive. It revealed to us another mechanical problem that we have, which is related to the drivetrain, specifically probably the drive shaft, the drive line back there somewhere near, because it went through all the gears, but it has a weird clunking sound from the middle. So in the next video, we're gonna be taking care of the mechanical problem, and we're gonna be possibly repairing the front area here. So stay tuned for that, and see you on the next one. Peace.